Hello, 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 and welcome to Two Dads and a Chaz podcast, the Green Bay Packer pod with the dad bod. So, if you got cheese in your veins, beer on your breath, and Packers in your heart, you have come to the right place, my friends. Now, let me introduce our kings in the north. We're going to go first to Mr. T Mobile, aka Tyson. Give it up for him. How you feeling, Tyson?
Feeling fantastic, boys. Can't wait to talk a little Packers, even with this loss.
Next, we're going to move on to Big Dick Ty Wendell. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Man, I am less optimistic. Feeling run down by this loss, confused and concerned. But I'll be able to share all that later. For right now, it's good to see all you fellas and Green Bay Packer fans worldwide. Appreciate you joining us tonight.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Now let's take it to my main man, the porcelain prince himself, Aaron Mitchell. Thank you so much, Aaron. We would like to thank everybody who has taken time out of their busy day to come and watch us talk a bunch of mad shit about the Packers and everybody who we play. As a side note, I would really like to thank everybody who has been subscribing since last season. Our fans have grown in the single digits. I have to say thank you to all of you. We are now also streaming on more than one platform. That is right. You can see us and watch us on YouTube, or we are now streaming on Spotify and iHeartRadio. But after this next game, we will also be streaming our podcast on Apple Playlist Podcast bitches. So, again, thank you all for liking, subscribing, and sharing to
Two Dads and a Chaz, putting trophies on the wall. Two Dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Not exactly qualified, but answers the call. Two Dads and a Chaz, talking Green Bay Packers football.
We gonna break it all down, probably leave out some facts. We gonna make some statements that we'll likely regret. Most of gossip and rumors made straight off the top. So crank up the air condition, cause it's bound to get hot.
Two Dads and a Chaz, you know we live it and we live it right. Two Dads and a Chaz, we gonna break down football for you tonight. Besides them rings and putting trophies on the wall.
Trophies, y'all.
Two Dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.
Chaz, thank you. Flawless as ever. Packer Nation, here we are, riding the roller coaster that is the 2023 season of the Green Bay Packers with a rather embarrassing defeat to the Detroit Lions, 34-20. So here we are now. Whether you fell asleep at halftime or maybe at the bar gave somebody a black eye, the 2D and a C team is here to break it down slowly for you here too. So we open up as always with the opening drive, initial impressions. And Tyson, I actually want to throw this one over to you first and foremost. My man, how'd you feel last Thursday?
Well, Ty was wrong. Yeah, the Lions were a lot better than we thought, and we were a lot worse than maybe we thought as well. It was a frustrating, difficult, familiar ass whooping to watch, because as I look, these guys have kind of punched our fucking face in 3 games in a row, and somehow we keep forgetting and thinking that like we're better than them, even though they've completely bullied us exponentially more. It's like going to get with a fight with a bully, and each time he kicks your ass like way harder, and you're like, oh, these guys suck. I get them next time, you know. Yeah. So it doesn't bother me that we are 2-2. Doesn't bother me that we lost the game to a division rival foe. It doesn't bother me the score. If you were to, my expectation for the year was that the way we lost is a major red flag in my book, and it connects a lot of unfortunate dots. That we gotta break it down here for you guys. So yeah, it was a big loss. It wasn't just another loss. So that's my thought of the game.
Ty, your take.
An unraveling It was terrible on terrible on terrible. And each negative thing fed into the negative thing, and it spun out of control. And that's what bad teams do. That's what the Browns looked like for about 30 years. It was very concerning to me to see the Packers just be owned, and like abysmally so, at home, in front of everyone. Rough loss. And I don't know. It's got me really worried.
Understood. Chaz, was anything a little bit different down in Austin? Different filter?
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't believe. I mean, I was so impressed by the offense. I was impressed by the defense. It was a classic case of the Go Pack Go as far as just a clean cut win. Woo! I couldn't believe how well we did. Was something I would never say having watched the game.
Very well put. Very well put. Gentlemen, I personally, it's a culmination of everything you all just said. I realized it was an up and down year, and I think I was shocked at my ability to like be high on this team, only to be fucking just destroyed right out of the gate. But what I saw of like a divisional opponent that clearly is at the top. I'm sorry. Like I'm looking at the Detroit Lions, as much as we make fun of them, Dan Campbell, all this shit, like they have an agenda, they have an identity, they are way fucking more aggressive. And
they got a lot of killers on that team. I didn't even realize how many killers they had on that team. But this Aiden Hutchinson is nasty. Like they've got, and he's one of many. And it's scary how good these Lions are stacked.
I mean, who knew that lions could actually swim and fight in the goddamn ocean?
Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell.
He did call it. He did.
He called the shot, guys. He called the shot. I can't believe that we got not completely physically out dominated, but we got like out coached badly in that game, like badly. Like they schemed to beat us and we didn't scheme for them. Like we looked like a team that didn't think, hey, let's look at what the Lions do and let's write some plays that take advantage of that. We just said, fuck that. We're going to do what we do. They're the fucking Lions. They came out like Ty. Like, hey, who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah.
Oh, those guys that kicked the shit out of us the last two times, knocked us out of the playoffs when they had nothing to play for. But Hart, yeah, we're gonna do what we do. I'm not too worried about Detroit. If you know what I mean.
It's what happened. We beat them 31 consecutive times. I'm sorry.
I know. You gotta forget. It's not. You don't. It's not the fucking brand. No, but there really is. There's just so much that happened in that game. From even, I don't know if you even heard that there was like after the game, Jared Goff was going up to Rasul and being like, hey, we knew you were going to jump that route because you talked about how we ran the same play every single time in the red zone. So we knew you jumped that route. So we kind of planned for that. And that's how we got that easy touchdown. He's like, good to see you too, Jared. That's funny story. That's great. It was so frustrating to watch. I'm not going to take up all the
Dan Campbell has a team full of guys that'll run through a brick wall for him. And I can't think of a single Packer that would run through a brick wall for Matt LaFleur at this point.
Eddie Lacy.
And he's capable.
Well, if you got Eddie's number, I mean, we might get to that.
He gives him ribs, another delicious.
I'm just
Barbecue
looking at the contrast,
was on the
though.
other side of that wall. Like done.
It's not like there weren't some positive things that happened in that game. I mean, it took us, almost an entire half to get a first down, which we got off the penalty. But
down by 21.
let's not be fully negative about this. Let's also remember that Juwan Reed had his classic once a game for 35-yard catch. Yay, he did that.
Technically,
Technically.
after the clock was after zero. That's cool. It doesn't count. It's fine. No, you look around the league right now and you see a lot of teams that are coming up, and you see a lot of new styles of offense, and you see a lot of cutting edge stuff, but these are on teams that emulate their coach's personality. They have an identity. You know exactly who they are. You know exactly how they're going to come at you, or you're impressed by that coach's ability to evolve and evolve his team at the same time. Andy Reid style. You know, like you're like, wow, this guy has really changed over the years and keeps being cutting edge, learning from and teaching people at the same time. What a great coach.
When McVay has his second act, same deal.
Yeah, a lot of people, I mean, the Eagles are a super physical, tough team. You know, they have an identity that is their coach. The Miami Dolphins are a fucking brilliant little speedy team. They have an identity of this fucking king of the dorks that is one of the best fucking coaches in the league right now. That is absolutely a badass right now.
And what's LaFleur? And what's
LaFleur has no fucking personality, and our team has no personality. Dude, I don't care. No, I'm serious. You know this guy. He's beautiful. You hang out with him, maybe. He's kind of awkward and cringy and a fucking dork, but he's good looking. And like he likes to go canoeing or whatever. And you're just like, this fucking guy sucks. You know, he's there but he has nothing to offer. He's just there and he's in the pictures and oh yeah, Jeff was there. Yeah, that's right. I forgot because he offers nothing.
We focus back on the Lions game just a little bit, gentlemen.
What do you want to know? What do you want to know? I'll tell you anything you want to know, Maggie. You ask me anything about the Lions, I can answer it. Anything you want to know. Ask me any history right now. I got this. Let's go.
I would honestly just like to get some interpretation of, you know what? Let's break down the Packers' actual offense throughout the game on Thursday.
This will be quick.
Which of the 7 yards would you like to talk about?
I agree. That's a good place to start. And Ty, like I talked to this with like Tyson too. There were certain moments, like especially in the initial first two drives, where their defense was so in line with what we were trying to do that they almost knew the plays and like they blew them up immediately, which tells me one thing is that you said, LaFleur is predictable already at like game number 4, which makes me like a little bit nervous. But getting back to Tyson, what you were saying here is like how we didn't game plan for them. We didn't do it. I think we did. I think our players' ability to execute was fucking mauled by another team that just executed better. And that's fucking football, man. And that's what it felt like all goddamn game long until it came to trash time where we made up and looked like respectable for a hot minute. I mean, am I wrong?
No.
I actually don't think it was a whole minute.
No, really. I think you're absolutely right. And it's unfortunate that we're the kind of team that when you get punched in the face and in your boxing, you weren't expecting that. And then you're like, I don't know what to do. I didn't expect them to hit me back. You know, I've just been punching this bag ready to go. I don't know how we don't have a plan for when our plan doesn't work. It seems like they're like, I'm going to LaFleur bash all day today, guys. So I feel like this guy has an ego as much as he pretends to be Mr. Humbly, whatever. I think he does have an ego. I think he's super fucking stubborn. And I think that he put his work into this game plan and he's not willing to throw it away. Even though it's not working at all, everything's falling apart. We can't dumb it down right now because we put this why did we do the work last all week? You know, like he's going to force in some stupid fucking plays that are like to get some momentum that doesn't need to happen. Like,
examples. Give me an example.
How in the world are you not running the ball? How in the world are you not just running the ball to get momentum? Even if you're 3 and outing by running the ball, at least you're like moving towards being able to do something. There was more unsuccessful play action passes than I can ever remember because no one believed we were going to run the ball. Because we couldn't run the ball.
I gotta chip in. I apologize, but I don't know if we were watching the same game. Run the ball. Our fucking offensive line couldn't give anybody an inch to move. Jordan Love was running for his fucking life. Like the offensive line was the problem in the initial first quarter the entire time. So whether it's a great fucking scheme for Matt LaFleur, if Nothing is fucking working. This idea of like, you got to run the ball. You got to run the ball. And man, if you can't get a fucking yard, like what are we doing here? You know what I mean? And that's
we
what I
talk
thought.
about the mechanics of that. The actual science, this is one of those moments I wanted to bring up. The difference between when to run versus when to throw would be
when you are down by points, running the ball is no longer an option. You have to run the ball early in the game because you can afford to run the ball early in the game, for one. Two,
and why is that?
Because once you are down, running the ball is a less efficient form of scoring. So if you are going to run the ball, you're gonna end up using more time off the clock. So if you're gonna do that if you want time to go off the clock, if you want to actually score quickly, passing is what you need. If you're down by more than a score, obviously you're going to need to catch back up. You're going to need to score more efficiently. Passing is going to be your best and only option.
Controlling the play clock.
Yeah, and also keeping yourself competitive, because if they're going to score quickly and you're going to score slowly, they're going to keep outscoring you. So you need to be able to keep pace or catch up. And that is why you'd want to run the ball early. Also, all of your passing schemes are opened up by them believing that you are going to run the ball and are good at running the ball. If you are good at that and they have to respect that, that changes the way they have to play their whole defense. Their whole menu is now no longer available.
I mean, it was an extremely beat up offensive line too. I mean, we've got Bakhtiari not playing football anymore. Jenkins done. It was mayhem. And they just couldn't withstand the heat that was coming for them. That was the problem on offense. I agree with Mayhew. I think that the offensive line definitely made this whole offense be able to not function.
Chaz, I'll tell you what, if you want to take it a step further as far as philosophy on running the football, getting down 27-3 in a game when you're getting annihilated is when you actually lose all chance of actually running the football. But we can take a look at the stats here. Aaron Jones, he had a real robust carries. What we got? 5 for 18 yards. AJ Dillon, he had another 5 for 11. And then Jordan, he had two shots at it for a -2. So basically, they took away the run game almost immediately by dominating our offensive line and making us one-dimensional, making us fucking scramble. And then once they had the lead, I think they just fucking ran with it, guys. You know what I mean? We were fucking helpless, by the second quarter.
Here's what I know about our offensive line. Those personnel decisions on who plays when and why are made by the head fucking coach. And our head coach has made some questionable calls at the offensive line throughout his tenure. He's had a lot of interesting, strange choices as personnel, going back from Billy Turner and Dennis Kelly in the 2020 and 21 year when we're blowing out in the fucking playoffs, and everyone's like, why didn't you start Yosh Nijman, who's on the team, by the way, and not playing? We have other players on this team. Sean Ryan, what's going on with this guy? Why are we still trotting this Newman guy out here to blow it like he has for a very long time? Royce Newman has been a liability, and that is a choice to stick stubbornly with a veteran because they have playing experience is the reason. Well, it's not playing well experience, so why wouldn't you give another guy a shot? How bad could they fucking be? Mayhew, what do you got on this?
Well, Tyson, I'm so glad you say it because coming in at number 1 on the lowest graded offensive player of the fucking game is Royce Newman. 42.7. Who gives a shit about numbers? We gave up 5 pressures, including a sack, a quarterback hit. It was the team's lowest graded run blocker. He can't pass block. He can't run block.
No.
There has to be better options.
Yeah.
Tyson, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And there's been a ton of instances where LaFleur has made questionable personnel decisions that impacted us negatively. He looks back on it, says, that's my fault, guys. That's on me. I looking back on it, I should have done something different. Like, he's willing to admit he was wrong almost too much, but he's willing to. And usually it also comes down to these personnel decisions. So I don't understand what we have to do to get a different lineup out there, or to move guys around, or to shuffle them. We have serious liabilities in the middle of the offensive line that have been exposed badly at this point. We can't even run any fucking offense the way that it is. That is a like a major problem. That's not just getting your ass kicked for one game.
When I was watching that,
That's a big problem.
I wasn't wondering how bad are the Packers. I was wondering how bad are the Bears, because the only team that we looked good against were the Bears, who turned out to be a dumpster fire. The only other win we have is from their kicker missing the field goal. So I mean, you earn your W. Week 1, riding high. Look, we smoked the Bears. We'll do it to the Lions again. This was a lesson learned. This was the bigger kid on the basketball court. You threw a basketball at him and he punched you in the jaw. And you were like, okay, fine, bet. Next time we play basketball. And I'm going to have to see some elbows and some fucking mean fucking fouls when he's in the air out of these Packers the next time we play the Lions, because these Lions are for real. I didn't take them seriously. Every year I have the same theory. The division is what it is. The Lions are going to win the first 8, lose the last 9. They suck balls. Just survive the first matchup. And Dan Campbell brought the wood. He fucking brought. Also, we're going to dog LaFleur and his scheme.
Yep.
And we'll do that every week. But special this week, I'd like to discuss this Milwaukee night bullshit. This
gold package
through the
Go,
scalpers,
go.
so that 70,000 Detroit fans can show up in Lambeau. Unbelievable! I can't believe that we're going to continue.
Will you explain what that is to our new listeners and our new fans?
So Bob Harlem was the president of the Green Bay Packers. There once was a thing called the Gold Package, and the Green Bay Packers had to go to City Stadium in Milwaukee and play once a year a shitty ass game in the fucking Brewers Stadium on like dirt, and it was awful. And they had to do it because at some point when the Packers were dog shit, the Milwaukee came in and rescued them with this ticket package that gave them a couple of games a year, a preseason game and a regular season game. They eventually realized once they got good, they can't keep doing this. This is stupid. It's crazy. We're losing too much money. We need to keep him in Green Bay. And Bob Harlem came up with this brilliant idea that the 2nd and 4th home game you will give to these Milwaukee fans, and all the other people with season tickets don't get them. The people with the gold package do. So every year they have 2 different, and they had all these stipulations, but it was like a way to make it right with the Milwaukee crowd.
It's basically like a giveaway home game. The fan appreciation for the shenanigans that went on of Lions jumping into the Lambeau Leap. We got guys running down the sidelines, high-fiving their own fans, and it's the other team. We got to do something about this, because it was a giveaway. It was a giveaway home game.
To be honest, though, let's remember that Lions fan that jumped into the stands got a full fucking beer poured on his head, slow-mo style. Yeah. I'll be posting that now.
Call this what it is. It's a fucking money grab. And it is like America, like in a goddamn nutshell. Like, these are not true fans. You can make, there are platforms to just simply sell to Green Bay fans and just keep it within the community. You probably aren't going to make as much money. You put it up here, you can make $300 fucking dollars on a 100, what the fuck ever. And it's wildly frustrating. It's the exact opposite of what Packer culture should be. It's fucking bullshit.
It was terrible. It was painful. And a national game at that.
And we were there last year, boys, for the fucking Patriots game. Same shit.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. I gotta grinds my gears real quick on the entire ticket buying process. What the fuck happened to a paper ticket, guys? Was that really a problem? Can we go back to the fucking ticket stub? for God fucking sakes, I understand the technology is here and everyone has the phones, but there's fucking service issues when you walk up to the stadium. It's the most stressful fucking shit trying to get into a concert, a show, or whatever. Who's got my tickets? Oh, they left. Oh, fuck. How do I get in? The whole thing's a fucking mess. Transferring things. You got to remember passwords. I'm on drugs right now. I can't do that. What the fuck is wrong with you? Why did you make it this way? I need to hold on to a piece of paper before and I was fine. And so it's just frustrating to me that not only are you like forcing out the fucking 18 people left without a smartphone that now can't buy a ticket. It's just like, where's my memento? I still have my paper stubs from every fucking Brett Favre game I went and saw. And I can look at that stub and be like, I wonder which one that was. I wonder what happened. Try to remember. And I won't, but it's my little piece of paper.
I just couldn't agree with Tyson more, like on that little stub. And you know what they want now, Tyson, is you to walk in there and get the fucking pamphlet or like the, whatever
program.
Get the program for another $25.
Buy a program. You can carry this fucking annoying thing around with you all fucking night. It'll be great. You'll have extra hands. Oh, wait, no, you won't. You're going to want to buy things that are not the program. And then you'll be like, where's that program? Oh, no one grabbed it. It's under the seat, covered in fucking beer. Well, that was a waste of $30.
By the way, you can't buy a program at Lambeau for $30. that'd be scalping a program at Lambeau for $30.
I feel like Ty had something, but it just kept getting cut off. Ty?
4,
3, 2.
That would be the perfect segue, gentlemen, into just final thoughts. We need to get past this loss. A loss is a loss. All you can do is learn from it, hopefully, and move on. But Chaz, actually, I'd love for you to take the lead. Like, final thoughts, man. Where are you at?
Okay. Here's the thing. It's early in the season. Guess what, guys? I hate to tell you this. You probably know this already. The Lions, they don't suck. I know it's hard to hear. It's true. They don't suck. The Bears, they still suck. We'll get to that. But the Lions don't suck anymore. We have to come to grips with the fact that now they are an actual contender. I don't know what's going on with Minnesota. I don't really give a shit. But I do know that now I have to start paying attention to what's going on across the lake. I know that is going to be an issue moving forward. I know that we have to play them one more time. And I know that what happens between week 4 and week X when we played them will let me know how the rest of this season is going to go in our division. I'm not worried about the Bears. I'm not really worried about Minnesota unless Minnesota gets moved into some sort of weird scenario like Detroit was last year where they know they're not going to the playoffs, but they just got to beat us. I know that's not going to happen. But again, final thoughts. Everyone that's listening, the Lions don't suck. Deal with it. Move on. Move on. Move on.
We do have an opportunity here. We go into next week playing the Raiders, who do suck, and we can definitely recover.
We're nothing, folks.
Yeah, we'll get into like how the Packers can beat the Raiders, who definitely suck. And then it's a bye week. Regroup. An early bye is definitely not the favorite thing to see on the schedule, but in this case, it's actually a welcome thing to be like, okay, regroup, circle the horses, and so
wagons.
Oh yeah, wagons, yeah, whatever you're rolling with. But I think it's an opportunity here. We've got this game coming up. I'm ready to move past that, what happened to the Lions, and we'll worry about Thanksgiving when that week comes. But yeah, teaser on the drama ahead. But Mayhew?
God fucking damn it. Sorry. As I apologize, the Brewers just got beat a fucking again. So out of the playoffs, any baseball fans out there, all you perverts. But we're talking football. Yeah. So final thoughts are that we are no longer the elite of this division and that people need to be fired. And we will handle that like down the line. But I will continue to follow this team because it's got a lot of youth. It's got a lot of promise. But I'm not going to hide behind what I can clearly see is like dysfunctionality. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what I got.
Tyson.
It's plain and simple. We need some fucking assholes on this team. We have too many kids, too many athletes that are good at 3 out of 4 things, and are elite at 1 out of 4 things. We've got all these ingredients that are rare, but we don't have the fucking garlic that's going to knock your socks off. We are missing the key component to football, which is a shithead that's going to come in here and make you move from your spot to another spot because I don't like you in my space right now. Fuck you. Someone who's crazy like that. I don't know who that guy is on our team right now. I thought I did. I guess I don't. And I want to see on the offensive line, like LaFleur said at halftime, I want to see who's got some fucking fight. Because right now, I just see a bunch of guys surprised that they're getting their fucking ass kicked. And I can't watch that and not feel like this thing is heading the wrong direction. So this game, it's just one game. Whatever, it's not a big deal. We're 2-2. It's kind of what you expected when you drew this thing up before it started the first quarter of the season. But man, if this is what happens when we play physical teams, because there's a lot of them in the league and they're kind of the best ones. If we think that we can roll out here with some bullshit finesse version of the Green Bay Packers,
Back up.
without Aaron Rodgers as our quarterback, and we're going to go out there. No, I'm just saying we designed the finesse offense for him. He's gone. So if he's gone, why are we running this soft ass shit? I just feel like we have a lot more, a lot more to learn from this loss than we realize. All right,
gentlemen, we'll just about time to take a commercial break. I just want to throw a couple of quick stats at y'all, just to round this whole thing out before we move on to our next opponent. So quarterback Jordan Love, he had a 68.1 as far as PFF was concerned. 17 of 22 passes for 198 yards, touchdown, 2 big-time throws, they say. He also completed 2 of 3 passes thrown over 20 yards, but he was under pressure on 47.6% of his dropbacks, nearly half. And his 22 pressured dropbacks on top of that resulted in only 48 passing yards and also 5 fucking sacks. They say adjusted completion percentage was 70.6, which is the best of the season. I actually don't know what that means.
And most of that was in garbage time.
Mm-hmm. Packers starting offensive line gave up 22 pressures. Jordan Love was under pressure on 20 of his dropbacks. 4 of the 5 offensive linemen were charged with at least 1 sack, meaning that pretty much across the board, we were struggling. The 5th, Zach Tom, gave up team high 6 pressures, but overall Love was under pressure on almost 50% of his dropbacks, And guy didn't stand a chance. I'm so curious. Like, is it okay? We can delve into that a little bit later. Sorry. Another stat to know that the Packers missed a season high 13 tackles on defense, including 4 by Devontae Wyatt and 2 others by Keyshawn Nixon. Overall, 9 different defensive players missed at least 1 tackle. The Packers also missed 2 tackles on special teams, only further defining our lack of tenacity on defense. But Ty, I'll tell you what, who's not showing up on PFF best or worst is our boy Quay Walker, which is shocking because the man had 19 tackles, but then he jumped over the offensive line on one of the worst fucking plays ever, and I think he just got wiped clean there. But do we want to talk about someone that's crazy and that is going to lead this defense in the future? I'm a believer in Quay.
I'll take Quay any day. You know what? That was a bonehead move, and same thing happened last year when we played the Lions, actually, matter of fact. And he's just got this, viciousness that you can't coach. You can't coach speed, but you also can't coach the thing that Quay has, which is just being the meanest man. Ray Lewis had it. No coach ever taught it to him. He just walked out on that football field and was like, mine now. And I think Quay has it. He just has to quit fucking up at the worst time. I need to see progression. I need to see growth. It can't happen again. And the real defining moment of Matt LaFleur's career with the Green Bay Packers is going to come on Thanksgiving. We just got to beat these Raiders.
We'll be back after this commercial. Want to know how to beat your division rival? How to get basic first downs like any normal team does in the NFL? How do you not name your firstborn son? Joe Barry, you're asking yourself? You do it by sucking down a big can of Big Dick Energy Drink. That's right, Big Dick Energy Drinks are made from all unnatural ingredients like sorghum, hydroxychloroquine. That's right, Big Dick Energy Drink. The energy drink that gets it done on the run, in the sun, from a nun. Shit, now I've got to rest.
Yeah. We talking Green Bay Packers football.
I'm gonna go fucking ape shit on LaFleur here in the fourth quarter. Get ready.
Again?
Drop the hammer.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go
Oh
hard
yeah.
on the floor?
Oh,
We're gonna go real
oh,
hard on
yeah.
You're gonna go harder than that?
Harder. Way harder.
Hey.
I know Tyson every segment is
good.
like, I don't want to
Real hard.
get too far ahead of myself, but this guy is a fucking loser. Okay. So, I'll break it down though in segments.
I will.
Douche.
We're gonna slowly break it down. And by the time he watches
First chapter
is
is
like
no-
rocking in the fucking fetal position, just crying. Go back.
Go back up.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Two Dads and a Chaz podcast. We're so happy to have you here tonight. Just a reminder, we are on multiple different venues now with this podcast. We've got Spotify, we've got YouTube, and we are now on iHeartRadio, radio. We are going to switch gears just a little bit, and we are going to start talking about our opponent who won't own it. That's right, the Raiders.
Chaz, way to plug them. Raiders are a team that play hard but suck. Commit a lot of penalties. Total loser as a coach. They have nothing going for them. They beat the Denver Broncos by 1 point in week 1. They've subsequently lost 3 games in a row to anybody that'll show up. We're catching a major break by facing these guys right before the bye. They're relatively healthy, which would worry me on most NFL teams. But this team is a bunch of fucking nobodies. So it's already a sack full of backups. The only thing to worry about would have been Jimmy Garoppolo, who seems to be still throwing up all over himself from that concussion he sustained. Their backup quarterback is a rookie from fucking Purdue.
You guys show a picture of this guy.
Got high confidence in him. They really got high confidence. They're like, we wanted this guy so bad that we grabbed him in the 4th round.
He's the fattest fucking face quarterback I've ever seen.
We're gonna walk all over these fucks. But I can't wait to hear what you guys have on your thoughts on these.
Well, let it never be said that we're not impartial to the team we're about to play.
No, the Aidens have finally bloomed into the NFL. That's right. They have another Aiden. He's the quarterback for the fucking Raiders. Maybe we'll see. If he is, I hope he is, because he is a goofy looking motherfucker, and I am looking forward to potentially playing against that guy. He's not very good.
I did fail to mention their only weapon. He'll be familiar to Packers fans. His name is Davante Adams, and he is getting entirely sick and tired of getting hung out to dry. There's not an amount of money that Davante Adams is willing to run over the middle that many more times this season.
I gotta say, Ty, you can't forget that we could probably lose to anybody. So I want to go ahead and let you know some names that might be on your ticker there that are going to be like, how about we didn't know about these guys? When are they good? Well, they have Josh Jacobs. They just paid him like a cement truck full of cash. and he is one of the last big running back deals. And he has like a whopping like 18 yards this year. He's got 1 touchdown. He is due is an understatement. They're going to want, and we can't stop the fucking run. I don't know if you guys saw. So like, they're definitely going to be trying to make that work. They got this guy who looks like Chaz. His name's Hunter Renfro. He's like 180 pounds, soaking wet. He just doesn't look like an NFL player, but he is one.
Boom.
They got
Thank you for
the
the
tight
compliment.
end everyone Notre Dame that everyone wanted us to draft, Myers. He is there as well as Hooper. So they have like a pretty respectable 1-2 punch of tight ends, which is helpful in a team that can't do anything. Mayhew, what you got?
Just one thing. Yeah, Mike Mayers, like you said, coming in pretty hot in the first round. Guy has caught 1 ball for nothing the entire year. So
He's
being well used, compared to every other fucking tight end drafted around him. So
Nice.
just the Raiders making another great call.
Well, here's one that is a great call. They have a defender by the name of Max Crosby, and this guy will fuck your world up, especially with our team. He's got 4 sacks on the year, not that many, but 2 of them came in the last game. He's also like a Aiden Hutchinson, like fucking lookalike, and we didn't do great with him. So they are going to be popping him all over our dog shit offensive line, and we're gonna have to fucking play better. That's for sure. We're gonna have to play better, or else he's gonna be a problem. But yeah, that is literally the end of the list.
Yeah, no, and there's nobody. There have been teams we've faced where we're like, oh, let's worry about this guy, and then that guy beat us. There's nobody on this team like that. The Raiders, they blow.
And their head coach is a certified asshole. Like he's got his fucking patch. He is a fucking dick. I just don't think anyone wants to work with this
Packers
guy.
have looked good in 1 out of 4 games. Really, they've looked good in 1 out of 4 games, and that was against a terrible team in the Bears. I think the Raiders are as bad as the Bears, and I think that the Packers might show up looking like the older brother in this one. They've got a few more guys that have it figured out, and the drama just seems to just sandbag this Raiders team. They can't help but get in their own way, from the ownership to the coaching to the players. They just, every time they have a little bit of success, the Raiders are like, oh, but let's like light it all on fire.
The Bears of their division.
Yeah, the Bears of their division, and I'm not concerned. If they were the Lions of their division, I'd be worried as fuck. But they are the Bears of their division.
2 Dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.
Well, how's it fucking going, you guys?
Oh,
Fuckers, how's it going? Yes.
Hey, I brought this just for you.
Oh my
That's
god.
just for you. Just for you, bud.
Chaz, did you shave the taco meat, or are you just a pink piggy like that? I didn't know.
Piggy.
Oh my gosh. Holy crap. I didn't think you were going to be stepping your game up harder than last week, but here you are. And I
Here I
should have
am,
never
baby.
put it past you.
That's right.
Holy shit. I should know better by now.
For all
Hey,
of us,
Ty, I'm sorry for going so ham on that ass last week. I apologize. I was on the Jaeger. I switched her, and I apologize.
for all of our guests listening home and abroad, we have one of our favorite people in the world, Shane from Shawano, joining us here in the second half of the podcast.
Live from Las Vegas?
Right? Where are you posting up today,
Live
Shane?
from Las Vegas? You hop on a flight with the old lady or what?
No,
They broke
not
up?
today. I just in Shawano, of course, the world famous Shawano. You
Not a
can't
word in the
learn,
morning. I get it.
about the pack. You know you don't get exclusive footage and coverage like I get unless you're up here, boots on the ground.
Well, having said that, let me ask you. We're just starting to talk in the third quarter about the team we're about to play here, the Las Vegas Raiders, I guess they are now. What are your initial thoughts about this team? I'm going to give you just a few minutes here to kind of air your grievances, tell us a little about yourself, and let the people remember who you are.
Well, Chaz, thanks for throwing her back to me.
Yeah.
You know, I came here prepared tonight to really throw down on the analysis. and get you guys to just respect how much I know about the game. I've been a fan my whole life, okay? And I've been studying the X's and the O's. But hey, guys, I just want to reiterate something real quick. I really respect you all, but I mainly really respect Chaz. I love
right.
you, Chaz.
Obviously, yes,
And I
of
didn't
course.
know how talented
Naturally.
of a chef you were. I follow
Right.
you on Instagram. You're like a Michelin
I know.
5-star chef.
I know,
You know, maybe the porcelain guy
Yes.
should start taking some notes,
probably.
and
Yeah.
he can learn about bacon.
Taught him
cheese.
everything he knows. Taught him everything he knows.
Baked cottage cheese is fucking good. Duh. So hey, here's another one. I'm relieved, you guys. They finally, after all these years, found out the person that killed Tupac.
Exactly.
And that was in Vegas. It was a tragedy. And I remember bumping Tupac a lot during the times when Favre was taking us to the Super Bowl in '96. I was just throwing down the California love. And all the robot voices, I loved it. So
And 97. Don't forget 97 as well.
I forget 97 because of John fucking
Yeah.
Elway.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, you're
Helicopter.
Remember your
touchy.
therapy. Remember your therapy, Shane. Remember your
It's
therapy.
touchy subjects, Chaz.
Remember your therapy. Goose Fraba, touch your ears.
Bring up 97.
Touch your ears. Touch your ears. Goose Fraba.
All right.
Goose Fraba.
All right, enough. Okay, you don't gotta show everything off on what we do. Hey, what are you doing here? Hey, get the fuck away from me. Get back. What are you doing here? Get the fuck out of here.
What-
How did you
what's
find
happening?
where I am? Huh?
Wait,
How did you find me? You get the fuck out of here.
wait, who is that? Wait, somebody just kidnapped Shane from Toronto. Wait. Ladies and gentlemen, this is happening live right now. We believe that Shane has actually been kidnapped live on our podcast. I'm going to try and continue to keep the feed going and see if I can get him to. Shane, can you hear me? Make any. Oh my God! It sounds like some sort of scuffle is happening live. Hang on. Let's. Oh, okay. Hang on. We're getting some feed now. Wait. What? No, not Ryan Eagles fan.
Yes.
What?
You heard all those punches, didn't you?
Wait.
Oh,
Wait.
we
Someone in
almost
the
got off
NFC,
the
and
Eagles.
someone in the NFC needs to be swinging around here.
Wait.
Oh,
What happened? What
no.
happened to Shane from Shawano?
You didn't hear all those thuds and bumps?
I heard some thuds and bumps. He was gone all of a
well,
sudden.
that's
But
how we roll in Philly.
Oh,
We
he's
bring
been
the pain.
kidnapped by Ryan Eagles fan.
You
Oh,
crazy son of a
no.
bitch. Give us
God.
back our Shane.
We got
what
fucking
did you?
hacked. We got
What
fucking
did you do? What did you do with
I
it?
wanted
Jumping
to join
Shane.
the fine gentleman and talk some pack here. What's going on? Shane obviously doesn't know he got hit by a semi truck on his way.
Well, congratulations on the Eagles being pretty good, though. I can't
Or
really.
that-
I got to
Yeah,
admit.
yeah,
last
really
time-
sit here and be
You know,
like,
it's obvious,
Eagles
just
suck,
so you
they're pretty
know,
good.
you guys can be on my team.
I don't want to.
Whoa.
No, the
whoa.
Packers are still better than the Eagles.
Ty, the Packers are like the Ben Conheim of the NFC North. All right.
The Eagles got nothing but a hard road ahead.
Well,
I gotta ask. It's been almost a year,
It
Ryan
is.
Eagles fan, since we've seen you. What have you been doing in your spare time, there, bro?
Well, I wanted to be enjoying the Super Bowl win, but other than that, just, getting ready for the season, joined my first ever fantasy team, got as many Eagles as I could. So, we're number one right now.
And then kidnap Shane from Shawano.
Well, I don't like to introduce stuff like that over the live wire, but, he's definitely tied up with some sausage, casings.
All right. We'll be on the lookout.
Just
Can I
wanted to
ask-
say hi. You guys might not be hearing from Shane from Shawano for a little bit.
Well,
It
that's
might
what I'm asking.
replace my
Is he at least?
So why are you abducting Shane? What's going
Yeah,
on here?
Yeah, is he
Explain
okay at
yourself.
least?
We'll see if we can't put him back together. But you know how the Philadelphia Eagles roll is tough and dirty, so we'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know, a bunch of fucking convicts.
facing tough opponents such as the Patriots and the Vikings and the Buccaneers and the Commanders. I mean, I'm terrified, man.
They
You
all
did
have
4
better
dumpster
records than the
fires in a
Packers
row.
do.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Basically the fire department. So congratulations.
You were looking as
Hydrant's
good as everybody.
coming. Yep. And we're gonna solve this mystery of the Shane from Shawano case.
I'm gonna
throughout
go looking
the course
for
of
him.
the season.
I'd say put your best man on it, but Jordan Love's busy right now.
Oh shit! It's like that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna
That's
go to a
quay
quick
on you,
commercial
dude.
break.
Watch out.
We're gonna go to a quick commercial break. Don't worry. Before the next episode, I will find out what happened to Shane from Shawano. We'll be right back after this.
Football. Yeah. We talking Green Bay Packers football.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll get to the bottom of what happened to Shane from Shawano, and that creepy fuck who definitely still has bodies in his basement from last year. But as we move into the fourth quarter, I'm going to pass to my main man, T-Mobile, a.k.a. Tyson. Hit me with it.
Thank you very much, Shazzy. So we are now headed into week 5, y'all. You know what that means? That's the first quarter of the season has been cemented into history. As I always do this time of year, I like to take a look and take inventory on what is working, what is not working, and ask the question, what we have learned about the team this year and what we need to do to find success moving forward. We are going to do our best to give you some perspective and also examine some reoccurring failures in an attempt to solve the cold case of what has become the Packers' identity this year. So we're going to break this down a little bit. It's been four games. We are currently 2-2. It is argued that the last 10 quarters of football by the Green Bay Packers have been some of the least organized and functional versions of the Packers we've seen in some time. It's expected that you're going to have some issues here and there, especially with the young team that's growing. What's not expected is a long 3-quarter chunks of poor play over 3 games, pattern of 1 good quarter and 3 bad quarters. So it is definitely worth looking at where we are right now. Week 1 came out against the Chicago Bears. We looked pretty darn good, pretty incredible. Looked like a very formidable team. Everyone was feeling pretty great about that. Then we go down to Atlanta, come crashing back down to earth. Some issues arise. We were not able to finish that game out and end up losing that game. Then we have the Saints at home. We look like dog shit for an entire quarter, or entire half and a quarter. Then managed to pull off a comeback and win that game boldly by 1 point, which brings us to this last week, which the Detroit Lions came in and completely curb stomped us. The question is, are we getting better or are we getting worse right now? It's hard to say. 2-2 is not a bad record, right? That is not that bad for where we are at in the season. No reason to panic with the 2-2 record. The question is, over the last 3 games, how we got to that 2-2 is a little bit of a concern. We do have a lot of good players coming back next week. That is a very big deal. We got Jenkins coming back. We got Stokes coming back. We got Jair Alexander coming back. These are massive, massive, important players in a scheme that really relies on stars making plays. The question is it going to be enough to overcome the things that have been exposed in the last 2 games, particularly from the Lions? There's a lot of weaknesses and a lot of ways that if we come out and throw up what we did the last week or 2, we're going to get embarrassed. There's definitely a template on how to beat this offense. Boys, how you guys feeling about where we're at right now for the first quarter of the season?
Quarter pole, I'm not worried about. The middle looks soft. Definitely looks like I can get a bunch of wins here in the next couple of weeks if we just keep our head on our shoulders. This is not time to panic. I think that we got beat by an opponent that knew us well, that had planned for us well, who had spent a lot of time and energy, obviously, scheming for us, preparing for us. We didn't return the respect. We can't make that mistake again. But we got beat by a southpaw. Sometimes you just get into the ring and you're like, oh, wait, he's a lefty. You know, and I think that's what happened with the Lions. So I'm not in like panic free fall here. And we do have mediocre to big time opportunities to really show the week one Packers again. I think there are teams that are definitely going to beat us coming forward. I'm less optimistic on my 17-0 their week one prediction, but I think that I'm not ready to give up on this team. This team still has potential to be a hell of a storyline, and they're not playing their best football through the first quarter. Great. Give me your best football when it really matters. Those last 5 games of the season. So I hope they get their shit together, and I'm gonna definitely be watching to see what happens.
Mayhew, where are you at right now? What are you feeling?
As far as if you crunch the numbers, the Packers actually have the most favorable schedule in the entire league moving forward. You know what I mean? Especially with what we know right now. Break it down. Like we have a lot, like the Raiders, the Broncos. Our division is pretty soft, though, you never know how that's going to shake out. Carolina, just a lot of teams that we should be able to beat.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
On paper?
Yeah.
I'm not here to talk about that. I think I'm a little bit more concerned as we're a quarter through the year here on what's the philosophy and what's the direction of this team. And more importantly, and we've talked about this in episodes past, I don't think the coach and the GM and the fucking drunken uncle that we have at the top, President Wise, I don't know that they even enjoy each other or genuinely share the same philosophy necessarily. And it worries me because I'm looking at this team and it's I know we're soft. I know that we can win. Okay, let's say, like I said, we can win these next, let's call it 5 out of even 10. Just 50%. We're a respectable team. We're over 50 or over 500. But where the fuck are we going? Really? You know what I mean? Because once you get to the playoffs and you play those teams that will fucking kick you in the teeth, the San Franciscos, the Phillies, and I think Dallas is approaching that conversation too. Do we fucking hang with those guys? We can't even hang with Detroit right now in reality. And that's okay because I know we're fucking young. I'm okay being young as long as I know where we're heading. But I think our head coach is not, man, he's not that guy that's going to turn a team into fucking something hard. And he's had his chance to preach what he wants to say too. That locker room knows who Matt LaFleur is. And if it doesn't win, he's gone. Joe Barry, we can skip that whole conversation. One coach I'm really fucking upset about is Jerry Montgomery. Is it Jerry? It's something fucking Montgomery. The defensive line coach has been here since 2018, and our run defense has been dog shit for fucking ever.
Yeah.
Okay, but he continues on. And this is a rant. I apologize.
No, keep going. You're
great.
nailing it.
I want to pass it off. What I'm saying is I'm
Jerry Montgomery
never,
deserves it.
ever okay with getting by. And I'm worried that is maybe the Wisconsin sports philosophy. Oh man, we're solid. We're real fucking solid. But I mean, and we get by. Ty, you got a take? The beard's been quiet.
There's a lot there. And I think for the quarter poll, I think we're in fine shape. We've got time to recover. The division still sucks. Teams that are good now won't be good down the stretch or healthy down the stretch. There's a lot of football to come. The Packers are developing. I think every week I see something better out of Jaden Reed. Leadership is being solidified on defense. There are players to be excited about, things to be excited about with this team. And I'm looking forward to a rematch with the Lions and also a looking good win over the Raiders on Monday night.
It's feeling like a must win on the Raiders against Monday night, to be honest with you. I feel like if we come out and, but if we don't, we got problems because now we're going into that's just a lot of pressure. And what I feel like is maybe we're not the best at at managing pressure. This is a very winnable game. This is a game that we should be able to handle. This is a loss that should fucking motivate you, if nothing else. So if we can't get up for this game, I'm worried. After everything everyone said, and I also got to say this: that there seems to be an arrogance brewing, which is also like me. You said it's me. He seems like he's done.
On this pod? Or you're saying
No. On from LaFleur at the podium after the game, getting mad at someone, calling bullshit question or whatever the case. There's a level of pressure that's building. And you can tell people feel it. And I'm just curious what is it all gonna mean. I don't know. I'm just curious if we're gonna actually be able to rise above and do something good here, or if it's gonna make us crack. Because it feels like right now, it's just going the wrong. It could be going the wrong direction. Chazzy,
It's not. That's a hiccup.
Gentlemen, I want to ask, as we're getting into this a little further and a little deeper, first and foremost, before we get to the final score predictions, I want to talk about last week's score predictions. First and foremost, Tyson, if you remember correctly, you had 28-32 in overtime. Anything you want to say about that prediction?
I was wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Aaron, you had 23-20. Anything you want to say about that?
Aside from you're a dick, I mean, like,
Yeah.
we're all
Yeah.
taking shots here, Chaz. You know,
sure.
It's a
Yeah, sure.
fucking yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. Ty, you had 22-21, which was also wrong.
If you forget, I really just didn't see this one getting out of hand, and
I
it
know.
did. And I think it was a sucker punch.
It was.
And it shouldn't have been because they roughed us up the last couple of years. But we thought there's no way that kid gets bigger, and that 8th grader just became a freshman, and now he's a problem. We'll squash him in the Thanksgiving recap, or we'll just fucking beat up Matt LaFleur for the rest of his life. There really are no other opponents, you guys. Us outside of the Chiefs,
Uh-huh.
the next best team on this is the Chargers, who had trouble with fucking everybody.
Right.
So I think that we've got a real chance at being a playoff team simply because we have the easiest path. For better or worse, what it is, now we just have to go out and execute.
But I want to talk about some score predictions as far as what we think is going to be this week's game. We'll go to the Porcelain Prince.
I want to break up the system a little bit. Let's go. I'm going to go points, combined points, Vegas style. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Over 55.
Combined over 55.
Yep.
Okay. Combined over 55. Got it. Ty, what are you thinking, buddy?
All right. Well, I'm not a pussy, so I'm actually going to predict an actual score. 41. 17 Packers.
17. Pack.
This is a rout.
Okay.
We handle them.
Okay.
They're a B team, and we've got home field advantage on their turf, which is going to drive them nuts, and we're just going to do the same thing. So, big win.
Got it.
Big
Got
win.
it. Got it. Well, I mean, Tyson, what are you thinking here, pal?
Well, I do think we're going to travel well to Vegas. I wouldn't be surprised if we have up to 30% of that stadium with green and gold making some
makes
good
sense.
noise. I do think that Jimmy Garoppolo is going to overcome his concussion and end up playing.
Okay.
I do think that we are going to have a hard time with a bad team in the Las Vegas
Ooh.
Raiders, unfortunately.
Wow.
I do think that we're going to have some bounce back on offense, but I also think that we are going to not be able to sustain on defense, and we're going to see a lot of Josh Jacobs. Unfortunately, he'll probably have over 100 yards is my prediction. I think Devontae Adams is gonna eat us up a little bit, and I think we're going to lose this game 27-14.
What?
Going into
Las
a bye,
Vegas.
and Matt LaFleur's seat is going to be burning hot.
Ooh,
And we're
boy.
going to be
Chaz,
talking.
Mark, put down the Josh Jacobs over 100 yards too.
I don't think that I think we could lose to anybody or right now or beat anybody. I don't know who the fuck we are. And that doesn't make me feel confident. I don't care who we were playing.
I know. I can hear it in your voice. It's very. I don't know who we are right now, and
That's exactly
I feel
right.
that, and I feel that. I feel that. I'm going to go with a prediction. I'm going to go out of the box as usual. I'm going to go ahead and say 93-2. 93-2 Packers down the fucking board, baby. Tyson is calling a 27-14 Las Vegas with Josh Jacobs getting over 100 yards. Ron is calling a combined over 55 Vegas style because we are playing Vegas because apparently that's where they play now. BD Ty is going not a pussy style against Mayhew and saying it's a 41-17 for the Pack, and obviously I'm doing 93-2. There's something we've started as of late, which is the game ball. The game ball. I think that Mayhew gets the game ball this week because Mayhew spoke super eloquently this week about the trajectory of us as a team, as us as an organization, and he kind of imbibed a little bit of Buddy Magic as far as like, it's not about where we are now, it's about what we could be. And he kept it positive. So I'm going to give the game ball to Mayhew. Give him a big round of applause. The Porcelain Prince.
Yes, appreciate that. I don't know what you mean by positive. It was a lot of negative, but I feel like my
He
heart
said it
is
in a
in the right
positive
place.
way.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
two negatives make a positive, you know. You know what I'm saying?
I just
Said a
care
lot.
about this team. We all do. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to look towards the future. But Chaz, thank you. You made a very rational decision there, sir.
Yeah, I'm glad you like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to close out the fourth quarter by saying thank you for subscribing. And since you have subscribed or at least are listening to this podcast, we are now on Spotify. We are on iHeartRadio. We are on YouTube. We will soon be coming to Apple Podcasts. Please subscribe, like, and send to your friends and family. We want to say thank you again for listening, for watching, and for dealing with our bullshit. We're about to play the Raiders. I think, boys, it's hashtag time. Yay or nay?
Yay.
Hashtag fuck the Raiders. 3, 2, 1. Hashtag
Fuck the Raiders.
Fuck the Raiders.
Fuck the Raiders.
Two dads and a Chaz putting trophies on the wall. Two dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Not exactly qualified, but answers the call. Two dads and a Chaz talking Green Bay Packers football.
We gonna break it all down, probably leave out some facts. We gonna make some statements that we'll likely regret. Mostly gossip and rumors made straight off the top. So crank up the air condition, cause it's bound to get hot.
Two dads and a Chaz, you know we live it and we live it right. Two dads and a Chaz, we gonna break down football for you tonight. Besides some rings and putting trophies on the wall.
Trophies, y'all.
Two dads and a Chaz is talking Green Bay Packers football. Yeah, we talking Green Bay Packers football.